Good evening to all and welcome to the session 200 grammar rules. So far you have learned 112 rules. Today you are going to learn 113 to 116. And so far you have learned rules related to parts of speech and articles. From now on you are going to learn rules that go with what I call core grammar. And the first topic over here, tenses, the most important. Usually I tell students if you master tenses, you can master English grammar. If you mess up with tenses, the whole thing is gone. Everything goes off the track. You cannot answer many questions. And today, the first one, 113. This rule goes with present tense. And to understand these rules, you should have the basic knowledge related to tenses, especially the sentence patterns. Then you can easily get the rules. What is rule number 113? This goes with present tense. If the subject, please focus on the key words. If the subject is third person singular, what is third person singular? He, she, and it. We should add s or es to the verb. What is the rule here? If the subject is third person singular, that is he, she, and it, we should add s or es to the verb. But this rule goes only with affirmative form. When we talk about types of sentences, one of the classifications, we have three types: affirmative, interrogative, negative. Affirmative means a statement. I teach English every day. It's a statement. Interrogative, a question. Do I teach English every day? Question mark. Negative, opposite of a statement. I teach English every day. Opposite, I don't teach English every day. Here, this rule goes with affirmative form, not with interrogative, not with negative. Example, I play cricket. Here, I is first person singular. But look at the first example, he. What is he? Third person singular. Then the rule says we should add s or es to the verb. Based on that, he plays cricket every Sunday. I teach French every day. I first person, or we teach, or they teach, but you teach. Here, she is third person singular. Based on that, we should add either s or es. Some verbs take s, some verbs take es. She teaches French every morning. Third example, he often goes there. He, third person singular, often adverb of frequency. Go is the verb, it takes es. He often goes there. This is also right. I hope you guys got the first rule related to tenses, that too, present tense. Now let us go to rule number 114. If the subject, this is also related to present tense. If the subject is third person singular, that is he, she, and it, we should use a helping verb does. And if the subject is any other pronoun, we should use a helping verb do. This rule goes with interrogative and negative forms. It doesn't go with affirmative form. First rule, that is 113, goes with affirmative form present tense. This goes with present tense, interrogative, and negative forms. What is this rule? If the subject is third person singular, what is third person singular? He, she, and it. We should use a helping verb does. If the subject is any other pronoun, what are the other pronouns? I, we, you, and they. We should use a helping verb do. But remember, this goes with interrogative and negative forms. Interrogative means question, negative means opposite of a statement. Does she like tennis? Here you cannot say do. Does she like? What is the reason? She is third person singular. She doesn't like tennis. Common error, a lot of people tend to say she don't know English. She doesn't like tennis. She don't like tennis. Not correct. Third person singular we have to use does not. But common error, people say she don't know, he don't know. Not correct. He doesn't know, she doesn't know. Here, she doesn't like tennis. Do they learn well? Here, what is the subject? They. They is not third person singular, it is third person plural. So we have to use a helping verb do. Do they learn well? Question mark. They don't learn well, negative. They subject third person plural. We should use do. Do plus not, do not. Short form, don't. They don't learn well. The first one goes with affirmative form. Second one goes with interrogative and negative forms. Now, these are actually not rules, but I have included here because an important dimension that goes with every tense. Every tense you have to focus on one sentence pattern, two rules, and the third dimension uses. So, two uses. Present tense has seven uses, but two uses are very important and I have brought under rules to express habitual actions. What are habitual actions? Repeated actions. We should use present tense with adverbs of time like. In a way, this comes under rule. Every tense takes specific time phrases. Based on the time phrase, you can decide or spot the error. Here, what is the use of present tense? One of the uses, habitual actions. What are habitual actions? Repeated actions. To express habitual actions, we should use present tense with adverbs of time. This is very important. Like every day, every morning, regularly, often, repeatedly, once a week. Once in a week is not correct. Once a week. Once in 10 days. If you mention the number of days, you can use in. But a week, month, don't use a preposition in. Once a week, once in 10 days. He reads a Hindu paper every morning. Repeated action, habitual action, we have to use present tense. He reads the Hindu paper every morning. She goes to church every Friday. Habitual action, habitual action. They play in that park once a week. This is also a habitual action. Any habitual action or repeated action, we have to use present tense. Rule number 116. This is an important one. Even the previous one is important. To express universal truths or facts, we should use present tense. What is science? Science is nothing but facts. And if you take any science textbook, you come across present tense. A typical example, the sun sets in the west, the sun rises in the east. We have to start with the sun rises in the east, the sun sets in the west. He is a student. This is a fact. I have two brothers. This is also a fact. It is a pen. What is it? It's a pen, a fact. Some lakes freeze in winter. Some lakes, subject, freeze, verb, in winter. Here there is no object, adverb of time. All these, but here you see two different patterns. One is the main pattern that goes with present tense, subject, verb. Here there is no object, adverb of place. And the other pattern, subject, helping verb, any helping verb, plus, don't consider article, either noun or adjective. She is intelligent. She subject is helping verb, intelligent, adjective. He is a student. He subject is helping verb, student, noun. This is also present tense, but a different pattern. And this pattern goes with this particular use. What is a use? It is used to express universal truths or facts. All the four are important. And remember, whatever you come across, whenever you come across tenses, become alert and try to learn properly. When you learn tenses, learn properly, then entire grammar becomes easy. But imagine you haven't learned tenses well. I usually tell students tenses are the key to English grammar. If you don't learn tenses well, so many topics you cannot handle. Topics like question tags, voice, speech, conditionals, types of sentences, conquered, everything becomes a problem. So, my suggestion, I would like to reiterate, when you learn tenses, learn well. Make sure the concepts are clear, the rules are clear, and the uses are clear. Everything should be crystal clear. Now, a few practice questions based on the four rules you have learned today. First one, a common error. He don't know how to drive a car. Is this right or wrong? It is wrong. Why is it wrong? Here the subject is third person singular and the sentence is a negative form. Already have learned the rule. Interrogative and negative. If the subject is third person singular, we have to use a helping verb does, not do. Based on that, he doesn't know how to drive a car. Then it is correct. He doesn't know. But a lot of people say he don't know how to drive a car. That's a common error. He doesn't know. She come here to learn classical music. Here it is understood every day regularly. But why does she come? Here she subject present tense. If the subject it is in affirmative form, a statement. If the subject is in affirmative, if the sentence is in affirmative form, and if the subject is third person singular, we should add s or es to the verb. Based on that, this sentence is also wrong. Why is it wrong? She come is not correct. She comes here, affirmative form, and subject third person singular. What is the rule? We should add s or es to the verb. They does not play well. What is the subject here? Third person plural. Third person plural. Only third person singular we should use does. Any other pronoun, what are the other pronouns? I, we, you, they. We should use a helping verb do. Based on that, do not, short form, don't. Doesn't is not correct, don't. They don't play well, then it is correct. Do he read international magazines once a week? Here subject is third person singular. It is in interrogative form. Then we cannot use do. We have to use does. Does he read? Does he? Does she? Does it? Whatever the words. Does he read? Does she read? Does it work? Example has to be changed. They bought flowers every Friday. I usually tell my students when you learn tenses, you have to focus on three dimensions. One, sentence pattern, two, rules. Third one is very important, the uses. When it comes to uses, one aspect is the most important. What is it? Adverbs of time. Based on adverbs of time, you can spot the error. These adverbs of time are based on uses, and when you learn uses, I usually give the adverbs of time, and these adverbs of time are tense specific. That means what? Based on the adverb of time, you can decide in which tense the sentence has to be in. Here, every Friday talks about a repeated action. Then, which tense do we use to express repeated actions or habitual actions? Present tense. But here it is not in present, it is in past. So, there's an error. This sentence is wrong. What is the correct one? They buy flowers. They buy flowers every Friday. Here, the verb should be in present form, not in past form. Bought, past, it goes with past tense. They bought flowers yesterday, but here every Friday, then we have to use present tense. They buy flowers every Friday. He often gave us useful information. Here there is one adverb of frequency, often, repeatedly, regularly. That means what? It talks about or it denotes a repeated action or a habitual action. Then you cannot use past tense, you have to use present tense. And what is the subject over here? Third person singular. Then you have to recollect the rule. If the subject is third person singular, sentence is in affirmative present tense, we should add s or es to the verb. What is the verb in the present form? Give. To that we should add s. He often gives us useful information. Then the sentence is right. He often gives us useful information. Does we have enough time to go there? What is the subject? We, first person plural. Only with third person singular we use does. Other pronouns I, we, you, they, we should use a helping verb do in interrogative and negative forms. Here, interrogative, do we have enough time to go there? Then it is correct. Big cats like lion, tiger, leopard, etc. were predators. Here we are talking about a fact. To express a fact, already you have learnt, we should use present tense. But were, this is in past, not correct. Big cats like lion, tiger, leopard, we don't have to use capital letter. Lion, tiger, leopard, etc. are predators. This is a fact. Some animals are predators, some animals are prey. So present tense fact, the verb should be in present form. He bring interesting stuff whenever he comes. Whenever he comes, this is one clause, and this talks about habitual action. And we should use, there are conditionals, zero conditional. It talks more about zero conditional. And zero conditionals, both the clauses we should use present tense. And here the subject is third person singular. It is in affirmative. We should add s or es to the verb. Based on that, bring is not correct. Brings. He brings interesting stuff whenever he comes. He brings interesting stuff whenever he comes. Don't spend your time on that. It don't work. Don't spend your time. Nothing wrong. I, we, you, they do. Negative and interrogative. Here, negative. Don't spend your time on that. No problem. But in the second clause, it don't work. This is also in present tense. It's a fact. But what is the subject over here? It. Third person singular. Then you cannot say don't. You have to say doesn't. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. So that's all for today. And from now on, whatever I'm going to teach rules, they go with core grammar. And what comes under, if you ask me, sir, what comes under core grammar? Tenses, question tags, voice, speech, conditionals, types of sentences, conquered. All these come under core grammar. And core grammar is very important. If you mess up this part, the whole grammar is gone. And to master all these topics, you have to master, first you have to master tenses. Then all these topics become very easy, and you find the topics easy and also interesting. And when you learn, you become very confident. But this topic you mess up, the whole thing is gone. It is off the track, not advisable. That's all for today. Thank you very much.